a reading for the sign of Aries for the month of November. So Spirit, what messages do you have for the sign of Aries? What messages do you have for the sign of Aries? You have Epiphany, higher self. So Aries, this is pretty straightforward. You're going to have some kind of huge epiphany about your life, about yourself, about spirituality. You may be going through a spiritual awakening. You might be tapping into gifts that you didn't realize that you had. I think that you've probably been doing a lot of meditation. Some of you might be doing yoga. I'm definitely getting I guess I want to say like Buddhism, like the East, more spiritual kind of religions there, vibes from this card. I feel like you're opening up like this lotus flower that is shown here. You're starting to open up your abilities. You're opening up your mind. You're really tapping into yourself on a spiritual level. So let's get some additional information from the Lilith. If this epiphany or awakening hasn't happened yet, it's about to happen. You're like on the verge of a breakthrough here. And you kind of need to listen. The message is to listen to your inner guidance. Listen to your higher self. Okay. You have the birch and the whip. And you have the labyrinth. So Aries, you may have recently had some type of letdown or some type of difficult times or a challenge. You might even be going through a dark night of the soul. You may have had a period of confusion where you don't feel like you know who you are anymore. You may feel like you lost yourself. You just might be really confused about your path in life. You don't feel like you're getting anywhere, that you're kind of like walking in circles. But a breakthrough is coming, and it's going to come when you realize you already know the answers here. You have to tap into your higher self. So you might be called to look at tarot card readings or see a psychic. And that's all fine and good. But I think the important thing to remember is while, those things are kind of aids to help us get back on the right path, we already are connected to the answers. I remember in my old town where I used to live, there was a psychic shop and they had crystals and all kinds of cool stuff that I obviously loved. On the outside, it said, looking for answers, seek within. And I always loved that because I felt like it had a double meaning. So I felt like it was telling people, hey, come on in and we'll help you on your path and we'll give you a tarot card reading or a psychic reading or a mediumship reading, or we'll help get you the right crystal. But it also, I think, and I don't know whether this was intentional or if I just read it that way, looking for answers, seek within yourself, go within yourself. So if you're drawn to meditation or yoga or any kind of spiritual practice that helps you align yourself with your higher self, go for that. I think that would be a great thing to do at this time. If you're not doing those things, I would definitely look into that. So let's get some more messages with the tarot. You have the Empress. Spirit, what additional messages do you have for the sign of Aries? You have the Emperor. Spirit, what additional messages do you have for the sign of Aries? Card, there it is. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So some of you may have had a significant relationship that didn't work out, and it caused you to go through a very dark period where you just felt really confused because you may have put so much time and energy and effort into cultivating this relationship. I'm really getting that this was a marriage, and you may have children with this person, and it fell apart, and now you're like, well, who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing with my life? With the Wheel of Fortune, it indicates that a cycle is ending, but that means that a new one is beginning. A new version of yourself is about to birth, Aries, and we have you here in the Emperor card. That is a representation of Aries. So you have to remember that you are this Empress, you are this Emperor, and that you are deserving of everything that you want in this lifetime. You have to kind of get back off your feet. You need to get out of this cycle of despair. I feel like it's almost like the Empress here is birthing her, and she has to actually cycle, she has to remember who she is through her higher self, which is this Empress person, or the Emperor, because it could go either way, and not specifically just male or female, but you may have stronger divine masculine energy or divine feminine energy. So you might want to look into doing some balancing work on your energies if you feel like you lean towards one or the other. Most of us do lean towards more masculine or feminine energy. I actually feel like I lean towards more masculine energy myself because I like to get things done. I like to be direct. I like to kind of be the boss. Sometimes I have to work on balancing out my feminine energy, especially like in relationships or friendships, or even in my career. So yes, you're going through this major shift. You're going through this major cycle, and it's important to tap into your spirituality. You're gonna birth a new version of yourself, Aries. So don't be afraid of this change. You might feel like you're here now, like you're in this kind of place of you're just raw and open to the world. But your guides are gonna help you through this. We're gonna get you out of this maze, and you're gonna get back to being on the throne where you belong. So let's get some final messages from your guides to close out this reading. What final messages do you have for the sign of Aries, Spirit? You have Gaia, wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. So I think that it's really important for you to ground yourself at this time because you're probably way too much in your head. You might be lost in thought, and your thoughts might be going around in circles. So do a grounding exercise to clear your energy. You already have the information inside you. If you can just get to a place of clarity, you're gonna tap into this inner knowing that you have. Your higher self is guiding you. The best way that I can describe your higher self, if you don't know, is to think of yourself as an avatar in a video game, and your higher self is the one controlling you. And I don't want to use the word control, let's say guiding you. And if you think you're like gonna fall off a cliff, and you think like, oh my gosh, like I want, maybe like in a video game, if you fall down a cliff, it might not actually be like you die in the video game. It's like, oh, you fell into like a whole nother world. That's kind of like what's happening with you. And you just have to trust that your higher self is going to guide you on your path and get you out of the difficult area that you're, you know, traversing right now. Spirit, what final messages do you have for this sign of Aries? Sorry guys, just did Pisces. What final message do you have for the sign of Aries? Wow. You have achievement. Keep focused on your dream. So I just love how I use the analogy of a video game with your higher self, because the whole point of playing a video game is to like achieve like goals and points and get to the end of the board. So your higher self is going to get you to the end of this, you know, confusion or this labyrinth or this you know, difficult, you know, cycle in your life, and it's going to be beautiful. And you have two lotus flowers here, and I think that's really symbolic. So if you see lotus flowers, it could be a specific synchronicity or sign for you. There's a quote that I have somewhere, I think on my Pinterest board, saved about a lotus flower, and I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something to the effect of, you know, the lotus flower lives in the bottom of murky water and rises to the top, and then it like opens up into this beautiful flower. So I think that's so symbolic of going, you know, through a dark period, but you are still this flower. You're just, you know, you have to open up and rise back to the top where you belong. So those are all the messages that I have for you, Aries. Thank you and have a great day.